all on the western front. People that have to.
Hey guys, it's Coco and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a May book haul and I've got loads of books here that I'm really excited to show you, and some of them are like super popular right now. I'd say all of them are, which is why I bought them. I wanted to see what the hype was all about and if they were actually worth reading. So yeah, let's just get into it. So the first book that I have is Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi, and this book I've heard so much hype about, and I think it's even been picked up by Netflix for a film, so it has to be good if Netflix is picking it up. So this book is about magic. This community is filled with magic and then one night it just disappears because this ruthless king is trying to eradicate magic and become a dictatorship, I guess. And Zélie, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's the main character in this book. She can still use magic, so she's one of the few people who is going to try and help get magic back into the community and I guess defeat this king, but who knows, we'll see. And yeah, go check it out if you think you'd be interested in it. The next book that I have here is Ready Player One, which is already a movie. I think, has it come out yet? I don't think it's come out yet. I don't know. But either way, I wanted to read the book. Again, a lot of hype about this. I mean, if it's been made into a movie, it must be pretty good. I'm a little upset about the front cover. It's not very pretty, and the one that I wanted to get, you can't get it in the UK. I'm pretty sure it's the American version, which is really annoying because this is really ugly. And I always think it's better to get the book before the movie comes out, because after the movie comes out they usually remake the cover with something from the movie and it just becomes more gimmicky and I just don't like that. It has this in the corner that says it's been made into a major motion picture or whatever, but I guess the cover doesn't really matter, it's about the book inside. So yeah, I'm still excited to read it and we'll see how it goes. So this book is set in 2044 where famine and poverty have spread all over the world and it looks like it's the end of humanity. But the main character Wade hacks into or breaks into this virtual reality called Oasis, and it's a place where you can live how you want to and just have a better life. And then the creator of the Oasis actually dies and leaves no heir to control the virtual reality world. And then there's this huge competition where the prize is the control of Oasis, and Wade stumbles across the first puzzle of this competition and yeah, it just follows him from there on his way to hopefully get the prize, I guess. That sounds really interesting to me. It's quite similar to a book that I've also loved called Warcross. That was all based in virtual reality world and I loved it. This I think I'm really gonna enjoy as well. Next up, I have a book which was actually recommended to me by my sister, and this is like an incredible thing because my sister doesn't read and I've been trying to get her to read for so long, and she read this book and loved it. And that book is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Again, I've heard loads of hype about this book. This is the winner of the Costa Book Awards of 2017, so again, must be good. It also says it's the #1 Sunday Times bestseller, so I have high hopes for this book. The summary doesn't give much away, but I do know that it's about this girl who has a very mundane life. She wears the same clothes every day, she eats the same food, and it says that Eleanor is completely happy and nothing's missing from her life except from everything. So I'm not really sure what that entails. The summary has left a lot to the imagination. This will be an exciting read for me because I have no idea what's going to happen. So the next book I've actually started reading already, only about 2 days ago, and I will probably finish this today, and that is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This book has a lot of hype around it and also a lot of mixed views. Some people absolutely hate it and don't understand the hype, and some people love it. Personally, I think it's great so far. Maybe that's because I don't do English like at school and I don't study books, so maybe the writing's not actually that great, but I just don't know. But as someone who's just reading for pleasure, I really enjoyed this book and I'm really interested to see what happens at the end. It's a little bit scary. Actually, no, it's a lot scary, but like in a thriller kind of creepy fairy tale way. And I do really like the cover, but I'll give you a little synopsis, I guess. It's about this girl called Alice and her mum, Ella. Alice's grandma was this famous writer who wrote fairy tales that were a bit creepy and weird. A bit like the Grimm brothers, I think their names are. But yeah, one day Alice comes home from school and she finds no one at home. Her mum, her stepdad and her stepsister are missing, and she gets these messages and she thinks someone's following her, and she sees these weird characters and stuff like that. So her and one of her friends from school, his name is Finch, and he's like super obsessed with her grandmother's book. So he helps her try to find his mum in the Hazelwood, which is where her grandmother used to live before she died. So yeah, they go on this big adventure to try and find her mum, and yeah, things happen along the way. So yeah, I'm just gonna say, read this book. I think it's good. The next book that I have is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This book is about the sea, clearly from this really pretty book cover. It's about mermaids, so I'm pretty sure it's told from two points of view. The girl, who is the mermaid, but then she's banished to the human world, and then the man, who is a mermaid hunter, or they're called sirens in this. So he's a siren hunter, and it's also told from his point of view. So the mermaid Lyra, I think her name is, she is banished to the human world and can only get back to the world of the sirens if she brings back the heart of the siren hunter. And I assume they like probably fall in love or something like that. She doesn't want to kill him and blah blah blah. But yeah, I absolutely love The Little Mermaid, and so I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this book. It sounds a bit darker, a bit creepier, a bit more fit for teenagers. I've heard great things about this book. I think it's got a 4-star rating on Goodreads, so that's promising. But yeah, I think I'm going to read this one next because I'm super excited about this storyline. The next book that I'm going to talk about also has mixed reviews, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. People either love it or they hate it. I don't know why people don't like it. I think the main reason has been because it's not well written, and if that's the case then that's great because I'm not going to notice. So from the summary, it seems that this book is about these 3 sisters, I think, who see their parents being murdered, and they're taken by the murderer to this magical world, I think, or a fairy tale world, and they are mocked for being mortal. It's about them surviving in this world under the rule of the prince, who is cruel, by the way. I assume again that one of the girls falls for the prince, and I'm quite excited to read this one. Even if I don't like it, I really like the cover. It's really pretty, very clean, and will look lovely on any bookshelf or your bedside table. My second to last book is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. So yeah, I haven't heard much about this book, but from what I have heard, it's very good. I think it's about a boy and a girl who only have a relationship online or through text or something, which I think is really interesting and kind of relatable to relationships that are formed now. Penny, the girl, she's going to university in Texas, I think, whereas the boy, he works in a cafe and is trying to be a movie director, and they're both going through a really tough time and rely on each other for support, which is why it's called Emergency Contact. I think this is going to be a really interesting book to read, and I love a good romance, so I'm very excited for this. Also, the book cover is just so aesthetically pleasing. I feel like I'm going to keep it on my bedside table even once I've finished it, just because it's so pretty. Looking forward to read this book. The last book that I have to hand is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I was kind of drawn to this book just for the cover, although I'd seen it had really great reviews as well, so of course I didn't just buy it for the cover. I've seen quite a few booktubers reading this and reviewing it and really loving it, so I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I think it's pitched as a YA thriller, so that's interesting. I don't think I've read something like that apart from the Hazelwood, and if it's like that, then I think I'm gonna love it. So this book is about a private school that But once it was opened, the headmaster's wife and daughter were kidnapped and this crime was never solved. The only evidence left behind was like a letter that was signed Truly Devious. So fast forward to present day, a student who is just joining the school, she tries to solve the crime, and I don't know anything else but that. It sounds interesting to me. I love a mystery, and a thriller's even better. So yeah, I'm super excited to read this book. So those are all of the books that I have to haul for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe it gave you inspiration to go and buy a book yourself. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and maybe comment a book that you've been reading recently that you think I should check out. But yeah, that's all for today, and I will see you next time. Bye!